Appreciate you clicking on this video, guys. I'm sorry I was gone for a whole week, but it's time for me to catch up. Some of the things we're going to be discussing here today, guys, is Marvel just dropped the trailer for Agatha All Along, a show I've been vocally uninterested in. Did that trailer change my mind? Over the weekend, we got the announcement of a project in the Matt Reeves Batman universe getting canceled. What does this mean for the rest of the world? And Sonic fans everywhere begging and screaming, Paramount, where is this Sonic 3 trailer? Because we're just eating up any little bit of information we can get, including a leak at Shadow the Hedgehog. Oh, we're gonna be talking about that along with so much more, so you guys know the drill. Leave your opinions down below, hit that like button, subscribe for the new 3C cave, please. I thank you guys so much for checking out that video of me building it, and if you were someone who checked it out, you can see I've made some tweaks according to the major criticism I got about my LED lights. I toned it down, I tried to straighten them out as much as I could. You see now why it took a whole week. Your boy was stressing so hard just wanting this to look as perfect as possible for you lovely people, and hopefully you are digging it, but if you're not, well, then let me distract you with the movie news. All right, since there was a whole week of me missing out on making content because I was focusing on making the set, there are a couple of things I wanted to discuss here today, starting off with this trailer for the new Hellboy movie. So this new Hellboy film is called Hellboy the Crooked Man, and it's yet again another attempted reboot at Hellboy, one I was mildly curious to hear about since the storyline they're following is set to be one of the most famous in the Hellboy comics, but although I'm gonna give this movie a shot, and I am loving the horror vibes it's leaning into, I'm not gonna lie, there is something about this trailer that gives off like straight to DVD vibes or just major downgrade from the previous two Hellboy films. You know, maybe this is what the franchise needs. They did it with Predator and Prey where they kind of downscaled the story, did something slightly more simple, but this feels to me kind of like a thing where maybe we just need to give Hellboy a couple years rest. Why are we so desperately trying to reboot this series? It really did not feel that long ago from the previous Hellboy reboot. So I'm gonna give this a shot, but just from looking at the trailer, I'm like, oh, what is this? But okay, aside from that though, the other trailer that was released this morning is Marvel's first look into the Disney Plus series Agatha All Along. Now, I have been very vocal. I am not interested in Agatha. Did I think she was a cool character in WandaVision? Yeah. Do I think she deserves her own show? Not really, but I'm gonna go in with an open mind, and for the most part, I am gonna say this trailer did kind of surprise me. I know I'm gonna have to end up watching it, so I'll talk about it here on the channel, and there were things that were shown in this trailer that actually stood out to me and made me go, oh, this could actually be a bit of fun. I'm a little surprised. A lot of that has to do with like some of the practical horror things they're doing in here, like this one demon looking thing. Okay, yeah, I like that, Marvel. We got the end of the trailer, someone doing kind of like this exorcist backwards crab walk. But aside from the horror imagery that is appealing to me there, this definitely feels like one of the most different MCU shows we have ever gotten. I think this is the kind of thing where if you showed this to a regular person and they didn't know it was Marvel related, by the end of this trailer, they still would not know that. I am getting much more of a vibe of like Hocus Pocus or Descendants. And I guess the Hocus Pocus vibes kind of make sense with this being about witches. As far as like detailing in some Easter eggs and things that Marvel fans would care about, I thought the opening of the trailer was interesting because it looks like Agatha is stuck in a Law and Order type show, or a show where it would be about a cop solving crimes. That's where she runs into the dead body of Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch, because as of Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, she's technically dead in this universe, although I highly doubt it. And then Aubrey Plaza, as one of the witches, steps in to try and get Agatha out of this TV show curse where she doesn't have to live in the Law and Order world. And then they go on this crazy adventure, one involving Wiccan, who is played by Joe Locke here. Now remember, Wiccan is supposed to be the child of Scarlet Witch, but it's all kind of confusing with Wanda's kids still technically being fake. It all really comes down to, look, did this trailer actually pique my interest a little bit and made me think, oh, I'm not going to completely hate my experience watching this show? Yeah, that's a big plus for this trailer. But I'm still at that point where I'm like, I wish I was more excited about this. I feel really happy for the people looking forward to this and jumping up and down, but I just can't seem to bring myself there just yet. Hopefully the entire show surprised me, and maybe it's one of the best of the MCU. But right now, it looks okay. Let me know what you guys thought about the Agatha All Along show. Moving away from the trailers, some of the other things that were happening in the past couple of days I for sure wanted to talk about, but was stuck nitpicking every little thing about this set is some of these Superman photos. Now, we have seen a lot of Superman set photos come out from the set of Cleveland where they're filming this thing. And just most recently in the last week, we got some of the major superheroes that were cast in the film. And so I don't really think these are spoilers because these are going to be important characters in the movie. And I'm pretty dang sure they're going to be shown off in the trailer. But in case you're very sensitive to spoilers and don't want things ruined for you, timestamp to the next story. But okay, looking at it here, we finally have our first look at Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, and Isabella Merced playing Hawkgirl. My mind was immediately blown when looking at these photos for a couple of reasons. Is for one, I still can't believe James Gunn actually put that bowl cut haircut on Nathan Fillion. That is just one ridiculous look, and I hope it ends up looking a lot better in the movie. But you can't complain too much about that because that's literally comic accurate. But then two, what are these superhero costumes? Because I'm not gonna lie, I hate them. You know, I've grown now to really like David Cornsweat's Superman suit because we get to see it in a nice vibrant color. It's sticking out in ways that the first look photo didn't. So I've grown to really like David Cornsweat's Superman suit. But man, these suits for the other heroes, what is going on? Now, fans were quick to point out and zoom in on the chest pieces of these heroes, and it looks like the heroes will be supplied or sponsored by Maxwell Lord, who is a character being played by James Gunn's brother, Sean Gunn. It looks like this again will be all in part to the theme of the Superman movie, since this is a reverse Kingdom Come story, and in Kingdom Come it was all about Superman showing the heroes the right way to be heroes, not focusing on being influencers, getting brand deals with their likeness and toys and stuff like that, which is something that is going on in this Superman world because we've seen other set photos where David Cornsweet as Clark Kent is walking by a store that is selling Superman merchandise. So to me, it looks like whatever form of the Justice League or International Justice League or Justice League of America, whatever superhero group is currently in charge at the time, it's gotten to the point that they need a corporate sponsor. Somebody to maybe clean up after their destructions on the city or supply them with suits, gadgets. I mean, being a superhero is not easy. It's not really something they pay you for, and maybe that's what they're setting up here, is a system where superheroes can get paid for doing their job. And of course, Superman is going to come in going, I don't like this. We don't need sponsors. We don't need to have these brand deals as superheroes. We just need to save people. And I think that's what we're going to be going through in this movie, is just Superman teaching them that, and then eventually they'll get more classic, unique looking superhero costumes that more fit their comic book counterpart, because no way they're in these white suits for like all of the DCU. And you know what, with saying all this, I'm still having my concerns about James Gunn's Superman. Am I thinking it's going to be amazing and he'll probably knock it out of the park because all his superhero movies have been great? Yeah. But looking at these things, these story beats, these plot points, all these elements, I'm like, it doesn't feel like a Superman movie. But hopefully when that trailer hits and I see that film, I'll be proven wrong. And I think other people who have even been really positive about the Superman movie are also feeling like, okay, this is different. This is interesting. I'm giving you a shot though, James Gunn. So yeah, we'll see how things end up going. But I remember looking at those photos and thinking, whoa, this is a direction. So yeah, we'll see how it turns out. But James Gunn, he's cooking something, and hopefully it turns out being amazing. What did you guys think of these Superman set photos? And well, since we're talking about the DC universe, we had some kind of sad news in the Batman universe. Which, you know what? Let me go ahead and get him. Oh yeah. There's vengeance. So one of the strong rumors going around ever since James Gunn took over the DCU, or just the head of DC Studios, was, oh, he's going to cancel Matt Reeves as the Batman. We're not going to see a finish to that trilogy. We'll be lucky to get that second movie, and James Gunn is more going to shift focus on his DCU Batman, which is already confirmed, and is going to introduce the Bat family. And then, you know, a lot of us who don't just want to hate James Gunn and everything that DC is doing, we're like, no, he's not going to do that. The Batman was a great success. A lot of people love that movie. Of course, he's going to let us at least have our finished trilogy. But then every time we get an update on Matt Reeves' Batman, it feels like it's kind of bad news. We went from having the movie get delayed 2 years to then hearing odd things happening behind the scenes about projects to then this happening this weekend, where we got reported by Variety saying Arkham Asylum TV series not moving forward at Max. Oh man. If you guys don't remember, there's been a number of Matt Reeves' The Batman spin-off shows in the works. Of course, The Penguin is still coming out. That's been finished, completed, and it's going to be released this year. Very excited to see that. But the other shows that were in the works for Matt Reeves' The Universe was going to be a Gotham City Police Department show where it was going to show what it was like the first year for the Gotham Police, where Batman was going around, like how they eventually got to maybe trusting him, building that bat signal, doing that kind of stuff. But then ultimately, that show got canceled and we never really got an explanation. Then we were told we were getting this Arkham Asylum show that honestly sounded fantastic. When Matt Reeves would talk about this show, he described it as being a horror movie or a haunted house that is Arkham. But then we should have seen like some weird cracks start to happen, because there was one extremely confusing comment made by James Gunn about this show before it was canceled. Way back, a fan asked him online if there were any more shows related to the Batman, and James Gunn responded by saying, right now, Matt is producing Arkham as a DCU series. So there's just 2 for now. And we were like, huh? This Arkham Asylum show that's supposed to be in the Matt Reeves Batman universe is actually in the DCU? Talk about confusing, man, which is all that's been happening with this DCU universe. But really, all in all, it's just canceled. It's not happening. And now with this one thing canceled that was connected to Matt Reeves' Batman, it's starting to really put up the red flags. I myself am getting a little worried. I feel like we're definitely getting the second Batman movie, like we've got to, right? But honestly, after that, guys, I don't know if we'll get the Batman Part 3. I don't know if we'll get another show connected to the Matt Reeves Batman universe after The Penguin. And maybe this is just James Gunn realizing it is a little weird to have 2 Batman currently going on at the same time in different universes, which, you know, I feel like we're kind of used to that by now. Maybe it's a move that needs to be made. I hope not, because I really want to keep Matt Reeves as the Batman around and have them do as many projects with him as possible. While at the same time, I really want to see that James Gunn Batman that's going to have a Robin and a Bat family. It felt like we were getting the best of both worlds. But with this cancellation, I'm a little scared, man. I'm a little scared. But I guess we shall see, man. I throw it off to you guys. You see this show canceled in the Matt Reeves Batman universe. Does this make you scared for the other movies? Do you think we'll get at least 3 Robert Pattinson films, or we're just getting that second film and plug is being pulled? I'd love to hear from you guys. But now bringing us to talk about some Sonic the frickin' Hedgehog. Boy, it has been a crazy couple of months for Sonic fans because they are starving. We are desperate. We need some sort of footage or leaks in our life, man. And unfortunately, it just wasn't happening. I myself thought I had a plot leak, but then when I did the research and preparation for that video, I saw that plot leak actually existed months ago. So there was no point in me bringing it up like it was new information when it wasn't. But there is strong hope with San Diego Comic-Con right around the corner and them going to announce the schedule this week of some of the panels and things that'll be happening. It looks like Paramount will have a strong presence there. And one of the biggest things they got is Sonic the Hedgehog, which they have not revealed any footage to the public yet. We're thinking that's when it's going to be happening. But until then, we did get revealed some toy leaks and even some popcorn bucket leaks. There was this popcorn bucket floating around that seems to have Shadow the Hedgehog on the side there, although you can barely make him out. He's a lot more visible in these toy leaks for the third Sonic movie, where we get a better look at the design of Shadow the Hedgehog. Now, usually I probably would not be talking about this or making it a big deal because we already got the look at Shadow at the end of Sonic 2. Like, he's right there front and center. We got to see that boy in all his glory. But then I did have to remind myself they tweaked the design even from post-credit scene to the next movie. They did that with Tails. They changed the color scheme of Tails up a little bit, moved the eyes around, like made some small tweaks, nothing major, but it was enough to be noticeable. So here, honestly, I could barely notice a difference. This looks like Shadow the Hedgehog to me, and it's the boy I'm excited to see. As long as he's getting his Glock and gun, man. Give Shadow a gun. Giving that movie 2 thumbs down if he don't get it. But he looks pretty cool, man. He looks awesome. I just want to actually see this boy in action. And you know, as much as I'm begging and hoping for something like this, it's a little refreshing and fun when we get a movie nowadays where we just kind of know nothing about. There's a lot of mystery to any surprise characters coming in this movie, what the post-credit scene this time could be around. We know they're not wanting to stop. The producers of the Sonic films have already talked about the next installments feeling like Avengers Endgame level team-ups, meaning they're probably going to be introducing more CGI characters, and we just don't know who they are. Hopefully it happens this month. I'm thinking they're going to want to have that trailer ready in time for Deadpool and Wolverine. That's going to be one of the biggest movies of this year. It's coming out this month, so I'm thinking we are getting it, guys, but we just gotta be a little patient. But I throw it off to you guys. You see this look at Shadow the Hedgehog. Can you notice any major differences from the first time we saw this boy? And how desperate are you as a Sonic fan wanting some Sonic 3 goodness in your life? But anyways, guys, that is all movie news we currently have going on right now. I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch me talk some movie news. Don't be forgetting to hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.